Hey folks, and all be all here, and we're back for week three. Sorry about the delay. It's been, the first couple of matches were okay. It was a bit of a mismatch, so nothing that I would really like to highlight or give commentary on. But what I wanted to do was, at least for the finals, I wanted to go ahead and make a video, give a commentary, and then give a brief recap of the previous matches. I did record matches one and two without commentary. So I'll give the link to that down below in the description and the comments. I'll probably pin it, so you can go and check those out if you want. But the commentary is going to be for the finals match over here. So before, yeah, so my final opponent is Hypox from the guild Urban the Galaxis, about 668k lifetime banners, almost 700k. Not the most in terms of lifetime banners that I've faced, but pretty decent opponent. Efficiency player, highly efficient player, tries to undersize quite a lot and get 1920 plus. So I needed to make sure that I prevented him from clearing. That was the goal over here. You can see over here, it's got rank 4000 in Kyber before, but check that out. Yeah, I think his number of defensive wins were pretty low. Anyway, let me give a pretty brief overview of the first couple of matches. My first match of the week was Raz Al Ghuz. He actually was a viewer. He reached out to me on YouTube saying that he follows me. He's been following me for quite a while. So I recorded this batch, and then I recorded commentary for it as well. But unfortunately, the file got corrupted, and I wasn't able to. The commentary started lagging a lot, and I decided not to upload that video. But I do have the actual video downloaded below. So Raz Al Ghuz, if you're watching that, feel free to go and check that video out. Where you'll get to see how your defense performed. So in this match, I was able to prevent the full clear. Raz Al Ghuz was only able to get 1851. I hit a Kylo at the back. He did make a mistake. He didn't keep. He kept his gas on his Padme team instead of Jedi Knight Anakin, which is an honest mistake. So what I decided to do was I gave him a handicap, and I didn't use any of my GLs on offense or defense, and was able to get 21-21. But he did keep a very light defense, so that wasn't too tough to do. So that was the first match. Second match was against Switch Optic. Here, he was able to clear the character zone. I think he almost one-shot everything, with I think maybe a couple of lost battles. But on the ship zone, both my ships held pretty effectively. So that was a good outcome as well. I got 21-35 over there. And now we have the final match against Hypox. Let's go ahead and check out our defenses. So my opponent Hypox has already gone ahead. He did drop one battle over here in the front against Gas. He reached out to me in the chat, and he said that he used C against Gas and ended up failing. This is not the first time it's happened. 3 or 4 times before. People have taken lone C against my gas, and I have a high damage modded gas, not necessarily high protection. But if you don't have the C modded properly, or you don't take in supporting characters like Watt or Armorer, it can go south very fast. But he cleaned it up for 43, so I'm assuming he took something really good against it. And then he got, and then I had my Grievous squad, which he one-shot pretty easily. And at the back is where I kept SLKR on defense, the zombie Daka version, and this is what he wasn't able to clear. And then I kept, since I was anyway keeping Daka and zombie in another squad, I kept 1000 under Dooku. That's always fun. But that also was one shot, no problem at all. It had Nest and Django and a few other characters like that. It was just meant to be a nuisance squad, nothing really meant to hold. At the top, he kept a lot for offense. So at the top, he did one-shot all the rest of my team. So like I said, Hypox is a very efficiency-oriented player. So, CLS, DR, all these characters, he was able to one-shot no problem at all. I think he did save more than enough on offense. And then on ships, I kept 2 really weak ships this time. Because I decided to keep both my get 2 ships on offense. I like to change things up like that from time to time, but Hypox specifically does keep pretty decent ships on defense. Keeps Negotiator with the Anakin and Ahsoka comp, which I thought I might take my own negotiator against. So that's the reason I kept these two fleets on defense. And then my the defense I'm facing is relatively weak teams up north. Uh, let's see. Yep, relatively weak teams up north, and then down south is where we have again relatively weaker teams. Nothing really that problematic. As I mentioned, he's an efficiency player. He so I decided to still do decent against the front teams. So I took my vanilla JKR squad against Kylo Ren. Now this team can get tricky for JTR, especially if both Hux and First Order Sith Trooper are there. Um, and you can see over here, these guys do get um, tons of turns, and they can end up doing quite a lot of damage. So not the best start for my Jedi, but at least nobody is dead yet. Savior hasn't been triggered. So my goal is always to get rid of Sith Trooper first, and then go after Hux, and then the rest of them can be taken down pretty easily. So you can see over here, tons of damage. I actually feel Hux lead can get slightly more trickier just because of the extra offense that these guys have and the counter chance. These guys have a lot of sustainability. So if you're keeping crew lead, I would actually keep it at the back. If you're already exhausted most of your main teams, a crew lead might get a little more tougher to take out just because of the extra sustainability. But if you're keeping it in the front, I think Hux lead might work better because you um, these guys just do so much more damage that it becomes that much more problematic. So here I saved the two Kylos for the end, just so that I can recover some health and protection on them just by calling assists, and that's what I'm trying to do over here. Yep, I try to top off JKR as well, and you can see over here Kylo is doing tons of damage, but not much of an issue. So do an assist over here, call everyone, and this stops up your Grandmaster Yoda. And now it's just a question of getting Basti or JKR topped up. So I decided to go for JKR, end with 59 banners. That's that match. And then we've got the Night Sister matchup over here. And against Night Sister, I had saved my Padme because I saw that my opponent takes out Padme pretty cheaply using some pretty reliable counters. So I decided to save my Padme on offense. And this is Padme is a hard counter against sisters, whether it's Talzin lead or a Sarge lead. It's really not much of an issue. So you can see over here, Padme is another one of those squads which, especially with expanded roster, I'm actually thinking about keeping it on offense and splitting it up. Jedi are at a premium right now. You've got so many Jedi who are amazing leaders. You've obviously got JML, JKL, Jedi Knight Revan, and with the new GL Kenobi coming in, that he's going to be pretty awesome as well. So you're going to have a lot of Jedi in demand. So my GK and my Jedi Knight Anakin, both of them are really great plug and play Jedi elsewhere. Even Barriss and Ahsoka. So that leaves me with very few Galactic Republic to actually put with Padme. And Padme teams are very easily countered on defense as well. So I might actually break this team up, keep it on offense, maybe use some B Galactic Republic with Padme to counter some assist-based squads, like maybe Padme, Barriss, maybe Cam or Ayla. Now that I've got Ayla in there as well, so maybe I'll use some B Galactic Republic to under Padme, just so that I can use my premium Jedi like Jedi Knight Anakin and GK with other Jedi teams. With expanded rosters, I think at least 4 Jedi teams, you can easily split them up. That's going to give you tons of flexibility. So at the back, my opponent has gas. So notice that he always keeps gas on defense, and then a very easy bounty hunter team. So decided to go ahead and take out the bounty hunter squad with with well, actually, I go for the Phasma squad first with Mon Mothma. Always, whenever I see a defense, I see if there's anything um, which can be which I can use Mon Mothma against. And these kind of squads are, ripe for they're ripe Mon Mothma material. They've got no real turn meter generation. They've got they don't really have any stacking protection up or things like that. Um, First order, the Stormtrooper does have some counter chance, but as long as you use non-attacks on him, it should be pretty fine. So this is one of those squads which is pretty easy to use your Mon Mothma against and get full 60 banners. So not much of an issue. So Mon Mothma is a great team to keep on offense just for these kind of things, especially in expanded rosters. It's a guaranteed 60 against if you select the right squad to take it against. And you don't even need your characters extremely fast as long as you've got Pow and Biston in there and Hot Rebel Scout, who are the turn meter engines of this team. You're never going to let the enemy take a turn. And I don't think these guys are very relicked up as well. I mean, I've got my Pow at G10 or G9. I've got Biston at G12 and Scout at G12. Kara and Mon Mothma are the only ones who are relicked up. But otherwise, you really don't need power because you're not really letting the enemy take any turns. You don't need high damage on them. You don't need high speed on them. I have my Kara above 300, but that's about it. But typically, yeah, that's if you select the right team, which doesn't penalize you attacking out of turns, then it's a great team to take on. All right. So that's a clean 60. All right. Next, I think I use the troopers now against the bounty hunter squad. Notice if he's got an R7 IG88, which is interesting to see. Interesting to see priorities on Relic 7 over there. I think it's primarily for the ship. He uses this IG88 as a starting ship for Malevolence, which is actually pretty great. But I can't afford to R7 my IG88. So here with troopers, I know that Zalabar is going to taunt and do a lot of retribution, so I decided to just go after him first and get rid of him right away. He's going to be tanky, especially since he's relicked up, but it's really not much of an issue for troopers, especially with Dark Trooper in there. My Dark Trooper has, taken out Sith Eternal Emperors, no problem at all. So Zalbar is no problem at all over there. So use the AoE to pop all the staggers, and then take care of IG88. Even at R7, he's extremely weak. Target boss, take him out, and then yeah, it's pretty easy cleanup. So Mon Mothma and troopers. Every time I look at the board, I always try to see if there's any squad that can be trooperable. This one was a no-brainer. Bounty hunters are ripe trooper material. Okay, next I decide to go after. Let's see. I decide to go after the Newt squad, and what I do over here is I take my Moff Gideon in there with my Aurra Singh lead, and Moff Gideon allows my whole Aurra team to go first, even though the enemy is extremely fast. I mean, I think the Dooku was more than 300 speed, but I am able to go fast, and then Aura's basic, I'm able to use that to really uh, control all the characters with stuns. I already got my contract. I get rid of Enfys Nest. She's the only one. She's one of the main ones who's relicked up, and then it's just a question of controlling them with stuns again. So I have my Aurra modded for tons and tons of potency on the primary. I think I've got all sets also on her. So that's really important if you want to use this counter to control characters. So I always call Aurra to assist, even though she doesn't have tons of damage. She is able to land a fair amount of stuns with potency, um, and then once you do that, then you're pretty. The battle is pretty much under control. So you can see over here, I'm trying to attack Newt a second time, and oh yeah, before that I land a stun over here. Since I wasn't stealth, I can safely land a stun on Dooku without a problem. And now you managed to get some extortion around, but not much of a problem. These guys recover banners really, really fast. So all these small uh, you know, um, banner losses here and there is really not much of a problem. So assist, land a stun on Dooku, and I'm able to take out Django with an exterminate and take care of Dooku no problem at all. So I think I get 59 over here because there's no way to recover protection on Moff Gideon, but still a pretty decent one. If you don't have if your bounty hunter squad under Aura is not able to outspeed the enemy, then it's always good to take in a fifth character, a non-bounty hunter character like Moff Gideon, for example, to reduce everyone's turn meter. Or another good character is Quill. Quill, if you've got a fast Quill, you can plug him in as a fifth with bounty hunters, and he's going to do his ability to give everyone turn meter, and the whole bounty hunter team then goes first before the enemy has got a chance to go. So using a fifth character like that can actually be quite beneficial if your bounty hunter team naturally is not able to outspeed the enemy team. So that's what I do quite a lot. It allows you to get in control of the battle and ensure a quick 60. All right, so now only two tough teams left, Gas and Grievous with Newt. So I have both my GL, so I decided to go ahead and take those against this squad. And you can see over here, there's really not much of an issue with. I could have taken any of these GLs against either of them, but I decided to take um, Rey against Skywalker. Um, these guys do have tons of critical avoidance. I mean, this guy Quill can't be crit, so his abilities can't be reduced. But you can see over here, he's almost taken out over there. Quill luckily managed to get damage immunity, but that's not going to save him much. So I do a whirlwind. I try to get gas down so that I can try attacking fives as much as I can. And now I need to take out fives. I do the ultimate. I'm not sure if that was the right thing to do, but that's fine. I mean, trying to there are two sources of damage immunity in this team, which is what I love. There's obviously Rey, who gives it on a natural, and then there's Bam as well, who gives it. So very survivable team and great as a counter against General Skywalker. It is expensive though because you use Bam separately on his own, and especially with expanded teams, I probably won't use Bam with Rey. I'll probably use Rey with someone else, and use Bam by himself because by himself he's a guarantee 60 against a lot of really good teams. So that's probably what I might end up doing. But anyway, you see over here, Gas is about to get up the second time. I don't think I'll be able to get everyone down in time, but managed to get damage immunity at the right time, just as Rex is about to get his Rexilate off. Main problem is this one is a high protection Gas, so it's a bit of an issue trying to get him down. So even my ultimate is not able to take care of that. But he is able to sit down now with Whistling Birds, so now I just need to go and make sure the other characters are taken care of, starting with Rex. Do a basic, take care of Rex, and then I try to get rid of the other characters as much as I can. But you'll notice I've got no bonus protection, so I'm trying to get as much bonus protection as I can. And Gas is up again, so not great. And he targets my weakest character and Quill and takes him out. Anyone else would have been fine. My tanks are able to withstand a lot of damage, but yeah, that's not a problem. With Rey, she can always get characters down extremely fast. And now I decide to go into damage immunity, I guess, just so that I can. No, I think I do another heal over there. Okay. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't really matter. This one is an overpowered match, even though it's taking a while, almost 4 minutes, but it's not a big deal. So Gas gets up. Han has got damage immunity, which is great. And now I go into ultimate and then take care of of this squad, no problem at all. All right, so that's 55. I could have probably taken something else for better banners, but banners are not an issue over here since I've prevented my opponent from clearing me. And then I've got my full Jedi squad available to take out Grievous with Newt. Now, with Newt is another interesting one. Night Sisters are very tricky against the Newt comp. JKR can work, JKR lead or Basti lead, but if the wrong person gets targeted and taken out, then that could be a problem as well. And these days, Mon Mothma also seems to be quite inconsistent. So that's one squad which I'm curious to see how it'll perform with expanded teams. Newt by himself is a great leader as well. This particular comp obviously did not have Newt, but Newt by himself is a great leader. And in expanded 5v5s, we probably might have might people might prefer to keep Newt as a separate leader by himself, in which case we might see more vanilla comps for Grievous like these, which are in my opinion are easier to take out. So it'll be interesting to see how Grievous does in 5v5, whether people will still prefer to keep Newt or they might go with some other options. So let's see about that. I personally, if I can afford it, I think Newt is great to keep with Grievous. If not on defense, I'll definitely keep Newt and Grievous both on offense, just because if I see a CLS squad, I can always take that out with Newt and Grievous. So in my opinion, Newt and Grievous should always be together, but it may not always be possible to keep them together in 5v5 with expanded teams. So that's just something to I guess keep in mind and see as 5v5 comes around. So this is not much of a match. It's an easy 54, 53 banners, 54 banners I think, because there's not much health on my Kenobi, but it's not much of a fight. It's with Cam and JKL in there. It's a pretty easy one shot. All right, so now character zone is done. Let's go over to ships and take care of that, and then we can call it a wrap. So you can see over here he's kept his negotiator on defense, and he's kept his Empire fleet as well. So let's go ahead and take out the negotiator with our own negotiator mirror match. I usually don't like mirror matches. If I had seen Rex over there, Rex with the BTL Y-wing, I would have probably taken my Radus fleet in, because these days in arena, I love climbing with Radus, Houndstooth, First Order Special Forces type pilot, and Jedi Knight and Poe. So I put out a video on that. The Radus counter to General Kenobi, and I prefer it because it allows your whole team to go first, because that gives a huge advantage. Like you see over here, my enemy team has gone first and it's got the full advantage because the whole team went before me, including the enemy capital ship, and I was forced to use the savior ability, unending loyalty ability, and not do the mass assist yet. But I managed to land an ability block on um, buff immunity on Y-wing, but and then I call in Plo to heal up everyone and give some turn meter, and now I need to just get through these guys one by one. Negotiator mirrors are never fun. In general, I hate mirrors. I prefer countering with non-mirror options. That's just so much cleaner. Like you can see here, that it has a chance to go dicey many times. And this time I decided not to do an AoE because I didn't want to kill Clone Sarge and trigger Anakin. Wanted to make sure that I have the kill saved up for Anakin, which I do over here. And now I can it's okay to take out Clone Sarge and the other characters one by one. So take out Ahsoka as well. And now the battle is very much under control. I still don't have unending loyalty on my number on my my Anakin, so that's a little tricky. But I've got the rest of my ships in, and it's really not much of an issue for me to take it out. I probably might lose one or two more ships over here. I think my Y-wing is close to death, and so is Anakin. But there's no more dangerous ships left over here, so it's not much of an issue. So there, my Y-wing starts taunting, unending loyalty, give a little bit of protection to Anakin, which helps him survive a little bit more. But again, uh, yeah, that's no, they're able to take out my Anakin. So that's another reason why Negotiator is so irritating, is that even if you take care of Anakin, these guys are they do have the ultimate is able to get a lot of good damage done, which is why I prefer the Radus. It's such a clean option because you take out Anakin with the AoE from Millennium Falcon, and then you very soon the ultimate comes around and you take out Negotiator, and then cleaning up becomes such a breeze without the Negotiator in the picture. It's such an elegant option. So that's yeah, I mean, I think the only ship I lose is Anakin's ship, so not much of a problem. The rest of the fleet I'm able to clean out no problem at all. And I think over here I'm just stopping these guys up so that even though the ultimate happens, I'm able to take a few hits. So this battle also takes a while, 3 minutes almost, and but end with 55. So another reason I hate mirrors is terrible banners. Okay, now the Empire fleet, I've got my own Malevolence as well. So the Empire fleet, I'm able to take out pretty comfortably with the Malevolence. All right, so I could have probably gone an undersize and just taken one reinforcement spy, but that's fine. It's banners anyway don't matter in this case. So the goal is always to get down TIE bomber as soon as you can, and it's pretty easy with the buzz droids in there. And since it doesn't have gauntlet in here, the malevolence counter is that much easier. Gauntlet makes things quite tricky with the initial cleanse. So if you're facing a gauntlet option, always use your big buzz droid's ability, the AoE buzz droid's ability, after the gauntlet has a chance to go and apply the cleanse. All right. So now it's just a question of getting the rest of the squads down and end with, I believe I end with more than 60 banners over here. Yep, 62. Okay, so one shot the whole board, not the greatest banners, only 2107, but was able to prevent the full clear, which is the important thing. So for all the matches for this particular week, I was able to one-shot all my opponents and was able to prevent the full clear in all cases. There's always been one zone which has held out. So pretty good outcome all in all. So that's the end of the third week. In a couple of days, we will start week 4. Hoping to get some really good opponents there as well. And I've got a few changes over there for week 4. I've got my Bad Batch not exactly geared up. Most of them are G8, G9, but I do have Echo up to G11. And I've got a few plans for using Bad Batch on offense to take out some really tough teams. So I'm hoping to showcase that in the next week. I'm practicing a little bit more with the Razor Crest as well in the Fleet Arena, just to see where it might fit in. So you might get to see a little bit more of that as well. Plus, I'll talk a little bit more, given that it's going to be the last week on before the for this GAC format before the new expanded rosters comes around. So I'll probably be talking a little bit more about my thoughts on that. Maybe I'll even put out a separate video on new expanded roster strategy. So keep an eye out for that. All right, thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys later. Happy gaming.